March 31st is the International Transgender Day of Visibility. It's a day to celebrate trans people, but also a day to bear witness to the many barriers they face, like in sport.
Transgender women and transgender girls are particularly targeted because of this assumption that girls and women are like weaker and inferior athletes.
At the most competitive levels of sport, the few trans women who come out on top
are like weaker and inferior athletes.
At the most competitive levels
that girls and women are like weaker and inferior athletes.
At the most competitive levels of sport, the few trans women who come out on top often face scrutiny and transphobia. Most recently, American Leah Thomas became the first transgender woman to win an NCAA swimming championship. She played by the rules, and her win was met with protest, even with time 9 seconds behind the collegiate record holder Katie Ledecky.
It's immediately, oh, if she has some success, it must be because she has an unfair advantage because she was assigned male at birth, which, isn't actually the case.
SFU sociology professor Travers is also into baseball.
Head coach of the 18U AAA baseball team. My Little League jacket, I love it. Still wear it.
They say the rules governing trans athletes are socially constructed.
Any kind of test, any kind of measurement that is designed to draw a clean, clear barrier between people who are female and people who are not female, it doesn't exist. The science just doesn't support it.
It was only in 2016 that the Olympics stopped requiring trans athletes to have had genital surgery. And just last year, it stopped the testosterone level rules.
I mean, we see incredible variation among people who are considered to be female.
Rights for trans people in Canada have advanced in the last decade, from the dropping of the sex reassignment surgery requirement in BC to the recognition of gender identity and expression in the Federal Human Rights Act. Vancouver human rights lawyer Destin Clout says these legal protections extend to sport in Canada.
At the international level, unfortunately, there isn't the same sort of human rights rubric and understanding that we have in our domestic courts in Canada.
And he says even with the progress that's been made, there's still a long way to go.
I would consider in the next year a huge win if continually there's more hearts and minds that are swayed towards recognizing the inherent dignity of trans people.
Even though the Olympics has made strides to include trans people, other international sports organizations like the NCAA or World Athletics are still holding on to their testosterone rules. In Vancouver, Kier Junow, City News.